Welcome to God Crimes,
a podcast that believes cult survivors are worth celebrating.
and high control groups they come from are worth deriding.
Yay!
Yay!
My name is Danny. I was born and raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and I was in it for 3 decades. I left in 2021 and have been deconstructing the beliefs and rebuilding my life since.
My name is Maya. I am a secular gal, and this guy is lovely lady bridewife.
Oh,
That's right. We are talking this week about bride-wifing it up. We're going to talk about Danny's experience getting married as a J-dub, and then what comes after marrying someone you really shouldn't probably be with.
yep. We are answering a question as old as time. What happens when you put someone through a very controlling environment with lots of rules regarding sex and relationships? And what happens when 2 little cult cuties get together?
Yeah, and we here at God Crimes, we both have that BDE, big divorce energy.
Woo, woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo.
I'm imagining like that air horn, like.
Wow, 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 wow.
So when we went on our honeymoon, which we talk about in our Sin and Tell bonus episode, we went on a podcast cruise, our first cruise, but we made a new friend there who also had big divorce energy, and we actually ended up doing a toast all together at our first dinner. Like, we went around the table like, who else has been divorced? Who else? Good. Yay, good for you. Woohoo.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It is true, though. I mean, again, like, we love to cover taboo topics here at God Crimes. I mean, everything is taboo when you're a J-dub, so
That's right.
It just makes sense. And, divorce, I think, is another one of these topics that so many people have gone through. And honestly, if you need it, it's great.
It is great. It's so interesting. Like, anytime that you are just out in a social setting and you tell people, I got divorced, everyone kind of cheers as you most of the time, you know?
It seems like it, and except unless it's like fresh, but you can tell. You can tell when someone's. I remember when I was going through my divorce and I was like dealing with credit card stuff, and I had to actually talk to a customer service person like on the phone, and she could hear that it was a fresh divorce, and she was so nice to me, and she was like, "Oh, honey, like it'll get better." It's a process. So, of course, in the Jehovah's Witnesses, you are not supposed to, for any reason, you are supposed to meet one person, decide to marry them within a very short period of time, because you're not allowed to do anything with them. You're not even allowed to be alone with them, technically, before you decide, this is my person for life and the afterlife.
Yep. The way that it's set up is best case scenario. If all things go according to the JW plan, you never see your partner naked, you never have sex with them, never do anything. And you just kind of get married. And then after like the vows, the I do's, and signing the dotted line, everyone's like, okay, great. We will now let you go on your first date completely alone. And there you go.
No getting out of it. If you don't like something, too bad. There's absolutely no testing things. There's no actually getting to know someone, actually getting to move in with them and see if you're compatible.
Living together.
Like that. And the pressure on these kids is immense. And I say kids because the majority of J-dubs get married as teenagers or, early 20s. Of course, because you want to have sexual contact, you want to have a relationship. And the only way to do that is if you marry that person and say to everyone you know, this is my person, only this one, forever. And not just regular forever, super extra forever.
That's right. All of eternity.
Man, I think I said it in another episode. I'm like, honey, I love you so much, but man, that's a lot of pressure. I actually do think I found someone that I would enjoy spending maybe immortality with, but my God.
Same.
It's a lot of pressure. I mean, there's a reason why humans are not supposed to be immortal. Like it's good that we have a lifespan. Like, as much as we desire that immortality, I'm not convinced that it's healthy for people to actually imagine that their lives are going to be endless.
So as we know, the previous relationship did not work out with that very nice girl who was from Phoenix.
Yes.
And was not...
missed that story, it's in the Sexisode Part 1. Well, the sex episode, we like to call it the Sexisode.
That's the internal naming scheme. Get in the inside baseball.
This is the Divorce-isode.
Divorce-isode.
But yes, Danny tells that whole story in Sex Part 1 of his very romantic proposal outside of a JDub convention, which I just see everyone in their little business suits. And anyways, so that one didn't work out.
That one did not work out. So
right.
Fast forward, and of course, still looking for a mate like you do, because that is the order of operations,
yes,
right?
Of course.
So a couple of my buds that were like around my age, they knew that I was keeping my eyes out for the ladies. And one of my pals was like, hey, I would love to arrange like a bowling night hang or something, because there's this girl that I think you might hit it off with.
Yeah, nice.
So
it's a good friend.
Yeah, good friend. Very cool. And I feel like you could kind of get away with talking to your peers about like dating and stuff. Like, I feel like if older people discovered this, then people just kind of like look down on you, you know?
Gotcha. But a little bit of mild, like, hey, I am going to need a wife. I mean, it's not like it's a dirty secret. Everybody knows that everybody eventually wants to get coupled up. But like you said, there's so much shame about it. It's like you're not really even supposed to want that.
Right, exactly. So fast forward, and nothing happens. Like, my buddy is like, hey, let's do this bowling thing. I'm like, great, let's do it. I bug him about it, and he just like completely drops the ball.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Dude.
And so time is passing, I'm sure it was only just a few months. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to like shoot her a message on Instagram. Just going to send a DM. Yeah. And a pretty important component of this is, in regular society, like, a lot of people are talking to lots of different people.
True.
It is nice. There is abundance out here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But not so in the religion, of course, because at least in our area, sparsely populated area, not a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses around. And so it is very much for me, and I think a lot of people, it's maybe you're interested in someone for a little while and then months of like maybe still searching and whatnot.
Yeah, well, and then also, I mean, you're definitely not supposed to be like, sending DMs to every eligible bachelorette.
Oh, yeah, it looks bad. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, this one girl seems maybe nice. I guess I'll focus all my energy on trying to get to know her in, a very like platonic, safe way.
Right. Yeah. Make plans to go out and field service in another territory or another town or whatever. But the thing of it is if you are trying to like, I don't want to say date around because that's not the right term, but if you're trying to talk to lots of different people, lots of different girls or whatever, then word does get around because these people have nothing better to do than to gossip, right?
And you're like, I'm just very reasonably trying to find a partner in this very limited, controlled environment that you guys have forced on me.
Exactly. So, shoot my shot. I don't like saying that, but whatever. That's what people say.
That's what people say.
I guess, right? And shot her a DM and chatted back and forth a little bit, and somehow, worked up the courage to just straight up ask her, hey, like, I'd love to hang out sometime. So I think our first thing that we did was we went out in field service up in the Kalispell area.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the one main thing that you guys did, like, as an activity, right? I mean, you're spending so many hours doing that.
Yeah. You are obligated to, like, go and do that.
Yeah.
Go in the recruitment work, as I like to call it.
Might as well do it with a cutie. Am I right?
And so you can kind of, like, hide your intentions. Like, oh, I'm just going out, just doing God work. Not a big deal. It's fine. So I remember that she was just kind of apprehensive, not very excited initially.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. It was a situation where you just kind of had to work for it, And what else is pertinent information?
Well, I mean, as soon as you guys realize, like, oh, I kind of like you. You kind of like me. I guess this is what we're doing, right? I mean, there's not a lot of romance in
Correct.
a situation like that.
100%. Yeah, because everyone is just trying to like find a partner, find a mate, and really quickly, and time is ticking, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
Once you're out of your like mid-20s, it becomes really challenging.
Absolutely.
Right. And of course, just as a reminder, you are threatened with death
Yes.
if you have sex outside of marriage.
Literal death, literal loss of your family. And so you took all that very seriously because you're a very loyal, hardworking person, honestly. Like, you have a lot of really good traits that a cult-like environment can really take advantage of.
Oh my
and
God.
your family was also like really hardcore. I know your mom, who's awesome. We love you.
Love you, Mom.
She was able to get out of the group. Thank goodness. But when you guys were in it, she was very hardcore about it. And so, there was also that added pressure that you had of like, you couldn't afford to risk losing your family. So you had tried to get together with that one girl. And by get together, I do mean marry and be with forever.
Yep.
And of course that didn't work out, which we're glad about because she had some red flags. I'm gonna be honest.
Yep.
But you were now 23 or 24 at this point when you met your ex-wife.
Right. I would have been, it was a calendar, let's see now. I got to think about this. 24.
You were 24.
Yeah.
So I just want to like throw that out there because like you say, the older you get, the more pressure you have as well, because you're a fully grown adult human being that has sexual needs that are not getting met. And if you want to save your life and your eternal soul and have your family, like, it's time to get married. Like I've said before, I don't think I would have lasted. Like, I don't think I could have made it to 24. So, in a way, it's admirable that you were able to do that. You really did take it seriously, what you were doing.
Yeah, we did take it pretty seriously. There is so much pressure just from all directions that we were just in this time crunch. And so we got married on a beautiful, sunny November something day.
Isn't it a good feeling when you forget your previous anniversaries?
Yes, it is. Oh boy. But
November. Okay. Yeah. And of course, like, if you had at all freedom, you wouldn't get married in November, the worst of months in Montana.
Yep.
Gross.
Absolutely
Ew.
ridiculous. Yep. But that was the only way that both her and I could like not run afoul of the impossible morality standard, right? Like, we needed to get married.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because we're both sexual people.
Yeah.
And then of course, so you hear the phrase, are you looking for Mrs. Right? Or are you looking for Mrs. Right now? Right? And same thing for her. Are you looking for Mr. Right or looking for Mr. Right now?
Totally.
And so I feel it was true for both of us that we were just looking for Mr. Mrs. Right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you were forced into that situation. Because you were not allowed to have any natural experience of human dating, love, sexuality, experimenting, finding out what you want in a relationship.
Yep. Straight up, it's coercion. I feel very strongly that it is coercion. And
absolutely.
Like you've said before, it is almost like an arranged marriage.
Yeah. It's about as close to arranged marriage as you can get while still having some amount of choice. Because, your dating pool is tiny, like you said. It's tiny. You're not really supposed to look around. When you find someone that's good enough, you're supposed to kind of just go for it. Like, good enough is the best you're going to get.
Good enough is the best you're going to get. And that was exactly the situation that both she and I found ourselves in.
How romantic.
Yeah. But I did the thing. I did the whole no sex before marriage thing. That's because we took this super seriously. Now, little asterisks. We were in our mid-20s. We had jobs. We were independent people.
Fully grown adults. Engaged to be married.
Engaged to be married. And very shortly before the wedding, the actual wedding, we did engage in some touching and making out. And you would think, okay, that's not a big deal. But, of course, in the religion, what we got up to was enough, as little as it was enough to possibly get disfellowshipped, actually.
That's so sad. And so you even added that caveat of like, it was really near when you got married too. Like you were trying to wait to do everything, like not even to kiss.
Oh yeah. Had a super short engagement. It was like a 2-month engagement, just doing everything that we could to wait until we had gotten married. And of course, that is an accelerated timeline. As I mentioned, getting married in early November, one of the most romantic months of the year.
Oh my God, it gets dark at 4. We're in Montana. Everything is dying. It's right after Halloween, which of course you don't celebrate. So
That's right.
Or didn't. And so it's funny because you've told me this before, and it's like a huge deal and a huge like revelation of like, it's true, we didn't have sex, but we did make out a little and we did kind of touch each other a little. And like, that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And just as a like outside perspective, I just like, I want to on air publicly tell you that was not only super normal, there was zero to be ashamed of. And
in general,
for anyone who's in this just puritanical, controlling society, it's just so sad that consenting adults that are literally about to get married. I mean, that's the thing that keeps blowing my mind too. Like, you're not even allowed to like see that person naked before you commit to them for the rest of your life. Yeah. I mean, it's just mind blowing. Like, I think I try to really think about the experience as you experienced it. Like, I want to put myself in your shoes, and just the amount of pressure. Like, I don't know. I feel like I would have broken under the pressure, but so I think that you're very strong, and I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Thank you. It was bullshit. And I feel like I can speak to this as an authority, as someone who waited to get married to have sex. Stupid as shit. Don't do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big mistake.
Because it kind of turns out it's like natural and fun. And after you do it, you're like, wait a second, like the sky didn't part. There wasn't like angels singing around our bed. Like the buildup is super unhealthy to put that much pressure on it.
Yeah. Like, to be so concerned about sex certainly unwittingly heightens the stakes and heightens the importance, and it makes a huge deal out of something that is very basic and normal.
Yeah.
So it just can't, I suppose, live up to the expectation that you're programmed with. One of the ways that I would describe the relationship was, it was like a house of cards. Our relationship was predicated on like the prophecy of Armageddon, because both of us were really just trying to get an immediate need met, and we're both just trying to like not fall out of God's favor, not get excommunicated, and like, truly not become uneligible for the paradise earth that was promised to us, that was right around the corner. I think that we both had enough love for each other to like give the relationship a go, and like we had enough feeling and confidence, like, this should be fine, this should work okay. But it was a means to an end. That was why we were married. We were both married to not run afoul of the impossible purity standard and possibly lose out on everlasting life on a paradise earth.
And in that situation, are you, or rather, like, you don't really get to choose another human being to spend your life with, because there's all these outside pressures. And so, like, are you really free to choose in a way? Because with our relationship, like, I didn't have to marry you. I didn't marry you in order to be able to live on paradise earth. Like, if that was the reason why I chose to marry you, that would always sort of be hanging out in the air, this important thing outside of our relationship.
Yeah.
And like you said, also like
would you can a person choose another person?
That's what I'm saying.
With that pressure and when there is this immediate threat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it in a way, it kind of like interferes with your free will. I mean, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said previously too, there's always this other thing that's more important than your partner.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
And so there's always going to be a lack ultimately within the religion of that like deep mutual respect and trust and love that is a hallmark of a really healthy, like regular relationship, I guess, relationship outside of that control system. I don't think that you can have a truly healthy marriage inside of that control system. I just don't like. I think it's just another aspect of life that ultimately is always going to be tainted by the religion, by the control.
Tainted is exactly the right word.
And again, like, I think it's just so sweet and loving that you did care so much about her that you tried to get her out. You mean you really did?
I did. I really did.
That's a beautiful thing.
I exhausted every possible avenue.
Yeah.
And I gave her every chance that I could ever give, until the point that it became abundantly clear that she loved her belief system far more than she ever cared about me. Mm-hmm. And it was only that had been reiterated many, many times over that I was like, okay, I will now give myself permission to like leave this relationship.
And we can try to change people, but as we all know, we can't. It's literally impossible to change someone else. Everyone has to make their own choices.
Yeah. And I truly feel that it is pointless to try to change someone else's like tightly held beliefs. It just kind of can't be done. The only thing that can be done is to introduce nuggets of critical thinking, quite honestly. Mm-hmm. Just to introduce them to them, and they can take them if they wish.
Yeah, absolutely. Education is really the answer. And so that's what we're doing here. In a way, I'm hoping that, some of these stories will reach people that need to hear them. And as always, we celebrate people that have survived and gotten out of high control groups. And we're very proud of anyone that's been willing to do that, because it's incredibly, incredibly difficult.
Yeah. I think that as people discover who they are and try to improve themselves and try to make their corner of the world a little bit better, that's how the world gets better. And so thanks to all the people that are doing that.
That's right.
Yes, good job, you guys. If that's you, let me have you hear me say, yay!
Yay!
So the group controls whether or not you can leave your partner. Mm-hmm. So, of course, people get married. The idea is that they are married forever into eternity, kind of like we had said, into the new system, all that stuff. But it is not easy for Jehovah's Witnesses to get divorced.
Of course not.
So, as you might imagine, one allowable reason to get a divorce, if there's like fornication,
Oh, yes.
like if there is like sex outside of the marriage, that's like an automatic, you are permitted to dismiss your partner.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
Like clean slate. And then the only other acceptable reason is if your partner, like if you've been suffering through domestic abuse for long enough that you feel like your life is spiritually in danger or like actually physically in danger. Like, based on my experience, it seems like women that are suffering from like physical domestic violence from their partner, they're encouraged to like stay in it. Like they have a bunch of like videos and articles on like, oh, you should win him without a word. Stay in this situation and just be very godly. And A, he might stop abusing you. And then B, you might win him, for the Lord, and he'll become like a Jehovah's Witness.
Yikes. Win him without a word?
Yeah, that's the phrasing.
A horrifying sentence. Oh my God. Like, shut up. Be
literally
fucking quiet. We don't give a shit about you, really.
Suffer in silence, ultimately.
Basically, it's like the men have so much more value to us than you silly ladies. So we don't want to lose a man who could potentially be a good member of the church. So, ladies,
boom. Yeah.
You should put your well-being on the back burner and make sure that you put as much time and effort into, I guess, like turning this man into a good man. Like, if he's a Jehovah's Witness, then like he's not really that bad, right? Even if he beats you, like, you know, you just need to, I guess, work harder to woo him into being good. That's what it sounds like. It's putting all the blame on the women, of course.
Yeah, it's just strange that there are only two sanctioned reasons why a relationship can come to an end, or a marriage, right, can come to an end. And it is those two things, and that's it.
And one of them, like you said, isn't even really taken very seriously. It sounds like domestic violence is kind of like, yeah, okay. Like, it has to get really, really serious.
It seems like it has to be going on for a long period of time, like in my experience. And then, of course, like, you have the explicit rules that they state, but then the pressure that they exert on people, like within private meetings, and just like the overall culture is one of like, you got to stick it out. You just got to stay, you know, with this man and tough it out.
Oh, the third reason is if your partner is excommunicated, right? For like a different reason, or like if they leave. I mean, because
surprisingly not.
Oh, so like, what about in your situation?
So in my situation, of course, I tendered my letter of disassociation.
Yeah.
So like, I excommunicated myself, kind of, sort of. The group has no valid way of leaving the organization, right?
Okay.
The only way you can get out is with the massive exit cost of suffering the same result of excommunication. So like, you're announced in the same way, it doesn't really matter. There's no way to leave the religion with dignity.
Yeah.
So what happened in my case is she had like private meetings with the elders, like without me. And basically, like, a weird thing that sort of happens is because I'm no longer part of the church, the elders basically become her spiritual head.
Yikes.
Right? So super patriarchal.
Ew.
Very hierarchical in that sense. And so like, because like I took myself out as like a believing member, her new quote, like, spiritual head are the congregation elders, or Christ is their excuse, but it's the elders, right?
Yeah.
It's them. Yeah. And so it's really interesting. Oh yeah. I believe that just like with an excommunicated person, like in the same household, like, it's more challenging to like separate families that like live together.
Yeah.
So like, they will permit you to speak to your partner or your family member that's in your own house, right? Like under your roof.
Interesting.
But you are disallowed from talking about anything spiritual, right? So she was prohibited from discussing anything theological whatsoever, like including the reasons why I could no longer stomach the inconsistencies, the falsifiable claims of the group. Like, she was disallowed from talking about that stuff to me.
So after you left, she was straight up told, like, you're not allowed to talk to your husband about that stuff. Like, you can still be married to him and still be in the same house, but you can't talk about the religion, like, at all.
Exactly, yeah. She is expected to, like, try to win me without a word.
Oh my God. Whoa. And interesting. And like, basically kind of like try to bring you back into the group. Like,
yeah, try to bring me back into the group, but like purely based on her behavior. Because like, what they want is for the women to be so good, and then to like give all of the credit for good behavior to the church, that the guys will be like, oh, I guess the church maybe isn't that bad after all, because like my woman is a good, upstanding, hardworking person.
Wow. So, I mean, basically, like, the reason that you eventually were able to get a divorce is just that you were like, well, I'm not going to be in this group anymore. And she still wanted to be in the group. And so it wasn't technically like sanctioned by the church, probably, right? Like your divorce, or?
Yeah. So that's really interesting. Of course, I quit living under the rules of the church, which is why I excommunicated myself in the first place.
Yeah.
Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, like, if I had wanted to stay married to her, she would have had kind of no choice but to just continue to put up with me.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're not scary. It's like, it's just weird that like you could in a way be just forced. I mean, I guess this happens all the time with people that are in the church. They're just forced to stay with whoever it happens to be that they got married to at 17, because most people in the church get married at 17, 18, 19.
Right. You would think that if a woman who is a believer is married to a person who is no longer a believer, you would think that she would be able to say, you know what, we have completely different ideals,
Exactly.
worldviews. We are now completely incompatible because, like, I have sunk my life into this belief system that this person wants nothing to do with. But of course, my life, as a believer, is centered around, like, the center of the universe is the belief system, and everything that they do is connected to it. And so, like, if someone is married to someone that doesn't want anything to do with that, you would think that they would be permitted to, like, leave them, right? It would even be in the cult's best interest to do that.
Yeah.
But surely there is some, like, legal reason or something that they, for whatever reason, permit their believers to, and they encourage their believers to stay in relationship with people that don't believe the same way.
Interesting. I mean, it has to be to ultimately just try to get that other person back. Hope I would guess. Well, maybe eventually they'll give in because it's too uncomfortable living with someone who believes such a dramatically different thing from you.
Yeah. So here's the really interesting thing. After we had gotten divorced, after the divorce went through, like, legally speaking, my ex, as far as she knew, was not permitted to remarry.
Wait, what?
Uh-huh.
Why not?
Yeah. Because
that's it. You get one and done, and even if your husband leaves for some reason, that's it.
So, yeah.
For eternity?
So there is a distinction between, like, legally free to marry and then spiritually free to marry. Like, they have basically the power to, like, determine whether someone is, like, scripturally free to remarry. So again, it has to be one of those two things is the only permissible reason for divorce, right? Like, either, like, sexual infidelity, or B, like, extreme cases of physical abuse, rising to the point of spiritual risk of their life or whatever.
So in this case, because you got divorced in a totally normal way.
Yeah, for basically citing irreconcilable differences, right?
Technically, she wasn't scripturally allowed to ever have a relationship ever again. According to the church?
According to the church, yeah. So, like, it was interesting because we had to have a talk about this subject specifically.
Oh, my God.
And, like, she had to ask me, am I scripturally free to remarry?
Oh, my God. You guys, listeners, like, this is all new hot gossip for me. Oh, my God. Keep telling me. This is insane.
Yeah, dude. So we had to have that conversation. And basically what she was asking me is like, well, I know that you haven't physically abused me to the point of risking my spiritual life, which is a valid reason to be able to get scripturally remarried, right?
Yeah.
So the only other option is like, okay, well, like, have you committed sexual immorality? Have you cheated on me? Even though we were already divorced or already had been divorced at that point or whatever, right? Like, she was fishing for, like, she needed me to say, yeah, I have moved on and, like, gotten into relationships with other people.
Okay, so for in their headcanon,
yeah,
in the J-Dub, like, you being with other people after your divorce, that counts as, like, adultery or whatever. Kind of. Enough in this case.
It does, basically. Yeah. So even though we were legally
separated, so it's not. I mean, it's not cheating.
Everything.
You're divorced.
No. In actuality and society and in reality, it is not cheating because I have fully moved on and I'm single. I'm doing my own thing in life now. Like, I'm rebuilding my own life.
Interesting.
But for her, like, if I could have told her, nope, sorry, you're not scripturally free to remarry. I could have just claimed that.
And you
right?
would still have had that power, basically, just because of how patriarchal the society is?
Yeah, I believe so. Like technically she would not have been, scripturally free to remarry, right? But of course, I think that, all their horseshit is all made up anyways, course. Right?
Yeah,
so if they want something, they're just going to,
eventually find their way around.
They're going to fanfic the fuck out of the Bible to get whatever they want.
That's such a good sentence, dude.
Yeah, so like, I believe if I decided to say, nope, you're not scripturally free to remarry, I'm still just
I am so pure.
I'm so pure. I'm so holy and pure. Then I honestly think that she probably would have, not been free to remarry for several months,
Eventually,
likely, and then eventually she could be
out.
Excuse me, congregation elders,
Yes.
I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he has a girlfriend or something at this point, and then they'd be like, nah, we're just gonna assume that he's fully moved on and been in a relationship with someone else. Therefore, you are now permitted to be scripturally remarried.
That makes sense, but yeah, they have to have control at all times. So they can't, like, even with this, they have to have their rules, and they have to make sure that, especially the women are permitted to do the thing. It can't just be, it has to be, well, we got to think about it. We got to consult with the elders and fanfic this shit until we tell you that you're allowed to remarry.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Like, she was under the thumb of their religion. She had to wait to be cleared to
gross.
Get remarried or have another relationship or whatever, right? Yeah. So it's amazing the level of control that they have.
Wow.
So yeah, they control who you can date, when you can have sex, because you cannot have sex until after marriage, right? And then whether or not you can leave your partner. There are lots of rules. Well, specifically 2 rules, but there's like a lot of oh my God. And then, of course, like the social pressure, just like around all that stuff is just eye-watering, of course.
Eye-watering. And I mean, I guess ultimately just for the follow-up is that your ex did remarry, and I'm happy for her with that. Like, given that she's choosing to still be in the religion, like, it's better to have someone than be alone.
Oh, yeah, especially in their religion.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah, to just... Oh, yeah. So one of the reasons why I was really happy about that was, number one, she wanted a partner that was fully invested in the religion, right? Of course, in that religion, your number one is never going to be your partner. Your number one is going to be to the church and the imaginary friend of God in their minds. And then on tier 2 or 3 is going to be your partner. So it's just so interesting that like everyone that is married in that organization that especially has gotten married in it, they understand that like, oh, no, my partner is not my ride or die. They're not my number one, and you can never really fully trust your partner. Like let's say that there's some kind, like you run afoul of their impossible morality, then it is still your partner's obligation to turn you in and report on you.
Dude, that's so spooky. Like, you can't ever have a fully trusting relationship. If there's always a group that has more power than you and your partner that you might tell on your partner about. So, I mean, that would mean that people are keeping secrets from their spouses. They have to be.
Oh, absolutely. Yo, I wonder about, like, elders and like men that have like positions of authority that they take so long to attain. Like if they maybe like have a porn addiction or something, like if they cannot talk to their partner about it, of course, without running the risk of being excommunicated, losing their status, their privileges, losing the cult clout, which is like the thing that you are supposed to be chasing, endlessly and relentlessly.
Yeah. Or even if they just watch porn casually on a Saturday, that would be enough. Same thing.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to even want to, let alone actually have like a full-on addiction or something.
Dude, yeah.
Everything's so extreme.
Yeah. I want to end most of these episodes like asking the question, like, am I happier now having left than I was in the group? Because the Jehovah's Witnesses make a lot of hay about that. Like during their assemblies and conventions, they try to march out anyone that like left the religion temporarily and then came back, and they love to ask them like, oh, are you happier now back in the religion than you were in the world?
Yikes. The propaganda of that.
I know. So it's just really important. Like if you're asking me like, are you happier now than you were before? I am impossibly happier now. I'm happier now than I thought was even possible than back then. And like just taking one thing, my relationship with you that was founded on like genuine respect and genuine friendship and understanding. And it was found, like, our relationship was founded on the fact that we're both free.
Exactly. Free.
We were free to
True
do
free will.
whatever we wanted. We were free to pursue anyone that we wanted. There was no pressure, like forcing us together.
No.
There was none of that. Like, you and I discovered each other and became friends at our own pace and our own timeline and in our own way. And we were able to come together just as completely free beings. And that means everything to me.
We here at God Crimes have some exciting news. We have a new email address. It is submit@godcrimes.com. Yes, that is truly our email address. Submit. at godcrimes.com. And you can submit your stories to us. We would love to hear from our fans, from other ex-J-Dubs, ex-Mormons too, our cult cousins.
Big shout out.
Anyone that wants to share your stories, reach out to us. We are wanting to gather and share stories from these groups and just provide more validation to everyone that had to go through this kind of trauma and these experiences. And we're here for you. We're here for our community.
That's right, gang. If you're listening to this and you're an ex-JW, I would love nothing more if you were to write in about some of the things that have been hard about basically transitioning to regular society. And I also want to hear about your wins. Like, there is nothing more inspirational to me than people who leave. It takes so much courage to do that. And they discover themselves, discover their interests. And I want to hear about it. Please write in.
We want to celebrate you.
Yes.
And we can, of course, do this anonymously. We understand there's lots of complicated family relationships and whatnot. So we are all about that as well. No names without consent ever. Mm-hmm. And we have a very special episode coming up for you guys next week.
Dun, 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 dun,
a J-Dub Christmas special for you. Maybe the first one ever.
Hey.
It's a very merry J-Dub Christmas.
J-Dub Christmas. Oh my gosh.
We actually have some Christmas songs with some new lyrics that we're going to share with you guys as well.
That'll be super fun. My goodness, Christmas has been a big hill for me to climb and kind of get used to and enjoy, really. So I don't know if everyone else knows this, but Santa is basically a very nice grandpa who makes toys for children.
Danny didn't know that.
I honestly did not know that. And it has to do with being taught to view Santa as a bad man. Bad man.
Right.
But I think about him now just as a nice grandfatherly figure.
That's right.
Who's very kind
literally
and
is trying to give free toys to children.
Yeah. So big ups to Santa, turns out. Yeah.
All this and more on a very jolly J-Dub Christmas.
A very jolly, very J-Dub Christmas. I'm going to say it's going to be especially a blasphemous.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Just the way we like it.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
Well, we love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with us for another week. And we're also getting some merch made for everybody. Things are kicking off here at God Crimes. So stay in touch, stay with us, and we will keep making stuff for you.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.